Hello, everyone. This is a little short, shorter than short, really. It's more like a commercial more than anything. I'm just letting you know that my next presentation is going to be about the 260-day sacred calendar and how the solar cycles and solar storms that I showed you in the Maya Keaton count are also applied to the 260-day sacred calendar. This one right here with the charts that's going diagonally here down to the Carrington event, minimal, medium, extreme. This is all from the Maya Keaton count. And each one of these, if you'll notice, they all have years on here. It says Keaton 11, Keaton 9, Keaton 7. They're pretty associated with what's in the book of Maya, of Chilambala. Because if you look at some of these in here, the prophecy of Keaton 11, Ahau, how that's in there. And all of these predictions from 11, I can see over here, that's 11, that's right there. Come to the realization that these prediction prophecies are based on solar cycles and solar storms. And that's what these diagonal lines represent. The medium, minimal, and extreme. The bottom one down here is the death of nations down here. When it hits down here, it hit the divine people first, hit the Maya second, the Toltec, and then the Aztec, and then Merca is coming up next, which is coming up in this cycle here. It's all based on the Maya Keaton count and all these predictions that are within this book. Because all the predictions that are in this book that you see that I'm showing you here, all of these predictions, they all can be dated now. If you just, take the time to look at my dating system and you go through this book, and all you got to do is find the Keatons. Let's see if I can find that Keaton. Yep. I think it's back here. See, these are the Keatons right here. Keaton 10, Keaton 12, see? And those are all on this chart here. So it tells you about what's going on during those solar storms. Keaton Wanahau, see, and there's Keaton Wanahau right there. See, so you can find the predictions and prophecies and date them now, which is part of this thing here. But this is for the Maya. What I haven't shown you yet is what I'm planning to do with this system here with the 260-day sacred calendar. Normally it's being used for day count. Normally it's being used for the year count from one reed, and so forth, down to two flint, to do the year count, which, we've done on a past presentation to show you how to read the year count on this thing. But what I'm going to do on this thing next is beyond that. It's never been shown in modern times. Maybe in 1491 it might have been shown, but modern times, what I'm going to do is take this 260-day sacred calendar, and now each of these days on here aren't going to be days anymore. You make them 27 years, which stands for the sun as it rotates on its axis every 27 days. So, but you macro it by 27 years for an entire cycle. So now you have 27-year cycle there, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27. In the Keaton count, when you go all the way down, it ends up with a number called 540, which is right there. 540, which is on the Maya Keaton count. But if you take the 20 icons here and you times it by that 27, it gives you the same number, 540. And then with that 540, you could take the equations here and you can figure out the end of the equations, which is 2039. And then you can figure out the beginning of this grand cycle, which started in 4981 BC, which is that number right there.
So 2039 is the year at which this ends. But the last time this whole cycle came around, that was also that you calculated to that year as well, that 4,000.
See, like if you go to this 1499 and you add 27, like I said, going down here, and it gives you all these numbers on the side, all up to 2039.
Well,
You could do that to all these other numbers from 4981, 4982, 4983, 4984. See how it goes like that?
Yeah.
Or for 481, 482, 482. You see how if you do all of that, you get the entire cycles, including only the ones to the last row. I would have done it, but I didn't have enough room, so I just did the last row.
So you're going to do a more fully detailed presentation on this, basically this weekend.
Basically, I'm just kind of
we'll
showing you the 260-day calendar, so how I'm going to apply it to compare it to the Maya Keaton count, and that they're basically used to do the same thing, to predict solar cycles and solar storms, and they even have the same numbers and the same equations and the same everything.
So basically, this is like correlating the Mayan calendar, the Aztec calendar, and the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah,
because
Gregorian
you have
dates.
2039, you have all those dates where the 18. Well, you just got a lot of dates that also relate to just regular Gregorian
You look at this
colonization and all that crap.
This is the technical one that will tell you the the solar cycles and the solar storms, and the death of world governments, and it's a technical form, which it gives you the numbers and all that, which is equations and stuff like that. But the one that's with the Keaton count is the numbers as well, a shorter range of numbers, but there's a big difference with this one. Is that the technical equations and numbers now can be applied to human society and prophecy and predictions that can now be correlated to actual dates on the Gregorian now, which never could have been done before. Nobody's ever dated the Chilambalam of Chumaya, until now. Nobody knew the real what it was really used for until now. I thought it was, when I first saw it, that it was, weird that it was in 20-year increments, and I could never figure it out. But it was finally when I started realizing and going into studying the sun and the solar cycles that I made the connection that there's a connection to the Maya prophecy and predictions to extreme solar storms and solar cycles.
Well, what kind of like notified me of that with the Aztec or the 260-day calendar was the Russian scientists back in like 2 years ago in January who said that the sun issues a solar flare every 13 days and on a regular basis. And when I started mapping it out, that always showed up around the beginning or the end of the 13-day cycle that you see appearing in the 260-day calendar.
Then you add that to the rotation of the sun every 27 days, and you just got to figure out when the sunspots are, and you can pretty much figure out when you're going to get hit by one of them. I guess you would call it geomagnetic storms. But it's a whole science. If NASA and JPL would take us seriously, they're still trying to create computer programs and AI to try to, calculate when the next solar storm is going to happen. Here we are in 2026, and they still haven't made what I'm showing you here.
Yeah, I lost track of time because you were talking about time for a second. I thought you were going to say 2039.
No, this is
we're in 2026. We're not in 2039.
We've got every solar cycle and every solar storm from 4981 BC. Do they have that?
Right.
They can predict a solar storm 3 days before it happens.
Right.
How is that going to help?
Right.
You get a sunburn. Too late.
Hey, Raj, I noticed there's a bunch of, I don't know, like little things flying around on my video, but I don't see anything. Like, I'm looking at you, I don't see the things that are shooting across the screen. So I don't know if those are orbs or not, but I'm just.
They've been here all the time. You just don't notice.
There's a whole. No, I'm just saying there was a bunch. I just wanted to point it out to you.
Well, how many about
during this
3 years of presentations, I've been saying there's orbs out. That one almost got me
people
in the head.
notice that, right? People notice that.
Like cannons.
But there's no moths, there's no bugs, there's no flies. It's the middle of winter.
3 years later.
Yes, I know that, Raj. I'm just saying. I just wanted to point out to you and the audience.
You finally noticed now because. They're all over the place. I got used to them. I don't even think. I think they're just the ancestors. They're excited about what we're doing here. Nobody in the native world is doing what we're doing. Nobody wants to get off their lazy red ass and do their own homework and do their own culture and do their own research. And to, they want to allow this foreigner that don't even know their own culture to teach them their culture. So be it. Whatever's clever. I mean, you got to remember, the same people that are trying to say they want to preserve your culture are the very same people that destroyed it.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Okay, that's all they need to hear.
And right. And there's actually something that happened this past week.
What was
Speaking of that, a student was told by someone at APS that they shouldn't introduce themselves in Navajos because they didn't want to offend Pueblos. I was like, really? So it was like a big old event. I was like, really? How come this non-native is telling this native? Like, they're assuming they know what's going on with intertribal politics. They have no idea. And this is what...
Whoa. I think they should just get their white noses out of our red business. When you learn your own culture, then come back to us. Till then, leave us alone. You're the people that need to learn your own culture and quit trying to force your bullshit onto us. We know it's colonial bullshit. We know it's your lies because that's the colonial agenda. Once you learn your own culture, then come back and try to talk like that. You cannot talk like that as long as you don't know your own culture. America's full of junkyard dogs. Every breed in the world is here, but do they know where they come from? No. Just like res dogs, they don't know where they come from either, You got to know where you come from to know where you need to go in life. Right. And that's the important thing about culture. And that's the main thing that's lacking in modern man. Not just white people, all the races, including our red one. We're all falling down this cliff over here because, we want to believe, the white man and we want to be like the white man.
Well, I
end up like the white man.
Well, I just want to say too, like pulling ourselves out of this state of fear where we're not feeling good enough. That takes a lot of work.
We just need to get pride in ourselves and pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and get out of this low self-esteem nonsense that the colonial mindset has put us in. It's a colonial mindset that's meant to rob you of your soul and your culture, and they make you into a colonial zombie. There, I said it.
A slave.
And then you just got to regurgitate all their lies, and you get a nice, good paying job at the UNM, just as long as you tell their colonial lies and you spout it out to everybody in the world that is the truth, even though it's a lie. Like I said, people that don't know their own culture shouldn't be trying to be teaching people that have a culture. Learn your own culture first. If you're in America, what's your culture where you came from in Europe? What was your language? What was your tradition? What was your creation stories? What were your legends and your myths? What is your language? You ask any modern American today, they don't know. They're too busy hanging out in a trailer park playing video games. Here, I'm going to read something from my landlord. Maybe this is a good, perfect time. It's only one page, so it's not going to be... I'm not going to read the gospel. This is from my landlord. He's Hispanic. He's downstairs. We get along really well. We finally settled our native Hispanic differences a long time ago and decided it was all bullshit. We needed to cooperate. This is from my landlord, mind you. I'll give him full credit. His name is Philip Martinez. And the landlord lives right below me, like Harry Potter under the stairs. Wipe your ass theory. A guide to life and the answer to the question, why care? We often find ourselves pondering the most profound questions in life. Why should we care? Why should we value our society and the people around us? The wipe your ass theory, or WYAT, offers a unique perspective that can help us navigate these questions and live out our best lives. Imagine your journey into life divided into 3 distinct phases. In the first part, you are a baby, completely reliant on others. During this time, your mother or caregiver lovingly wipes your bottom, tending to your every need. This period is marked by innocence and dependence, a time when the world seems vast and new. but you have no control over your circumstances. As you grow, you enter the second phase of your life, where you gain independence and start to take control. This is the stage when you learn to wipe your own ass. A metaphor for assuming responsibility for your actions, decisions, and life direction. This newfound autonomy offers the freedom to shape your path, but also comes with understanding that each choice has consequences. The first two stages significantly influence the third phase of life. At this stage, you reflect on your early years and how they shaped your current situation. More importantly, it's about who will be around to wipe your ass as you age.
Oh my God.
Both literally and figuratively. The kindness and care you give in your second phase will determine how others treat you in your later years. The wipe your ass theory emphasizes the importance of your decisions during that pivotal time of independence. The way you choose to engage with the world, how you care for yourself, and how you treat others will ripple forward, affecting your relationships and quality of care you receive in life's twilight. In essence, this theory answers the fundamental question of why we should care about society and one another. It reveals that the way we live today shapes our future, influences others, and determines how we are treated later in life. We are all interconnected, and the care we extend to the people around us has the power to create a more compassionate world. As you navigate this journey, remember the wipe your ass theory. Take charge of your life, make thoughtful choices, and embrace the responsibility that comes with independence. In doing so, you not only enhance your own life, but also contribute positively to the lives of others, fostering a community of care and mutual respect for years to come. In your darkest moments, remember that WYAT, or wipe your own ass, answers the question why you should care and what your benefit is in caring about others. So wipe your own ass.
All right. All right. So tune in this weekend. We'll be posting a full-on explanation of what Roger was talking about.
And
Thank
don't forget to wipe your own ass.
you.